Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session. I'll just wait for a few seconds. Some more people are joining the session, so let us give them a little bit of time to do that, and then I'm going to start. All right, everyone. So let's start this session. So to begin with, friends, as far as this particular session is concerned, it's a very interesting session. If you are somebody who is aspiring to pursue your undergraduate program, then this would be a very interesting session for you and a very useful session also, because there is a lot of misconception about this particular entrance exam. So today I am going to talk about the all important entrance exam called CUET. Now, CUET is a very popular exam, and in the last few years, it has gained a lot of importance. So in this session, I'm going to take you through all the important information that you need to be aware of if you are planning to write CUET in 2026. So without any further ado, let's get started with this session. So to begin with, friends, let's quickly understand what this exam is all about. So this is essentially Common University Entrance Test, right? This is called Common University Entrance Test, and it's an all India entrance exam. It means it's a national level entrance exam that gets you admission into multiple universities. And this examination is conducted by a pretty important organization called National Testing Agency that was established by Government of India a few years back. Now, National Testing Agency, they conduct several exams in India, and one of the prominent exam that they do is CUET UG. There is also CUET PG, but this particular session, we are only going to focus on CUET UG as such. Now, this exam will get you admission into multiple central as well as state universities across India. People have this misconception that it's only meant for central universities, which is not really true because quite a few state universities have also started accepting CUET exam. Originally, the idea was it was meant for central universities, but a lot of state universities also got attracted towards this, and they have also started accepting these scores. Which are those universities? I'm going to share with you the entire list after some time. Now, the reason CUET becomes such an important entrance exam is because some of the top-notch universities in India, they have started accepting these scores. These include all important Delhi University, then Tata Institute of Social Sciences, popularly known as TISS. Then you have Jawaharlal Nehru University, JNU, then Banaras Hindu University, Aligarh Muslim University, and of course, University of Hyderabad. So as you can see, this is a pretty power-packed list. This includes some of the very attractive options as far as pursuing your undergraduate program from a prestigious university is concerned. This has become a very important option for the aspirants. Now, CUET, the purpose behind having CUET and the reason why government decided to have CUET is because they wanted to standardize admission process for all UG programs in central universities under the Ministry of Education. So earlier, what used to happen was Delhi University used to have its own admission process, its own entrance exam. The JNU had its own process, and everybody used to do the process the way they felt like. But Ministry of Education, they wanted to bring everybody under a common umbrella, and they wanted to standardize the entire process, and that's why CUET has been introduced just few years back. Now, what is the eligibility to write this entrance exam? Now, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, there is absolutely no age limit for writing this exam. So there is no upper age limit, neither there is any lower age limit for appearing for this entrance exam. The only rule that they have kept in place is the candidate should have completed their 12th class or the candidate should be appearing in 12th class. So either you should be done with your 12th class or you should be in your 12th standard. These are the two category of people who are eligible for appearing for this entrance exam. Interestingly, there is no minimum percentage that is required in order to become eligible for this entrance exam. It is just that you should have either finished your 12th standard or you should be pursuing your 12th standard in order to appear for this exam. And remember, the combination, the subject combinations that you need to choose, basically a candidate will be able to choose any subject for the CUET UG, regardless of the subject studies in class 12. So don't think that whatever you have studied in class 12, for example, if you have done mathematics in class 12, doesn't mean you have to choose the subject in CUET which is related to science or related to maths. Not necessary. You are more interested in commerce, you can choose a subject related to commerce. It has absolutely nothing to do with the subjects that you have studied in your 12th class. So that is again a misconception that a lot of people have about this exam. They do allow you to choose any subject as per your interest in CUET. Now, one of the sections that you have in CUET is a language. So it's not mandatory to select a language, but I would strongly recommend, in fact, we will strongly recommend that you do select at least one language. The reason for that is a lot of universities and a lot of programs that these universities are offering, there is a prerequisite of writing at least one language test. So we would recommend that you do choose one language. What are the languages that are available? What are the options that you have got? I'm going to share that list with you after some time. But for the time being, let me tell you, and I want to emphasize on this, when you select what sections you want to appear for, what tests you want to write, make sure that you do select one language without fail, because most of the universities, they do have a provision of at least writing one language. Now, remember, there are courses. There are so many courses that are available, but the most common ones, the most popular ones, I should say, are humanities, science, commerce. These are the most common ones as far as aspirants are concerned. Now, the universities that accept this particular entrance exam score, what they essentially do is they shortlist candidates on the basis of the performance in this entrance exam. And some universities may have further rounds of admission process. So some universities may not just select students only on the basis of CUET. They may in fact shortlist you and they may have further stages wherever they want. So the entire admission process, it will be decided by the universities themselves, and they are going to decide for themselves what will be the admission process once the CUET has been written. Now, each participating university, I'm going to share the entire list with you, but in the previous slide, I did share names of some of the prominent ones, the ones that are most attractive ones, like Delhi University, JNU, Banaras Hindu University, University of Hyderabad, I mean, these kind of amazing places, tests. Each of these universities, they will decide their own cutoff. So it's not that Ministry of Education will decide the cutoff. No, they have given freedom to each of these universities to decide what would be their individual cutoff, and if there would be any further rounds of selection process or not. Every university is free to decide how they want to go ahead doing the process. So what I recommend to you is first and foremost, decide which universities are you interested in. Then decide which programs of those universities you are interested in. Make a list, and accordingly you can plan your CUET exam. And then, of course, shortlisted candidates, they are invited for the admission process, counseling process, document verification. All those are done separately by respective universities. So DU will have a separate process, JNU will have a separate process, Aligarh Muslim University, Banaras Hindu University, University of Hyderabad, everybody will have their own admission process. Now, the final admission will depend on the candidate's performance in CUET UG. And apart from that, there may be some additional eligibility criteria that the universities may decide for themselves. But yes, CUET UG's performance, it does play a major role in the admission process. So it makes sense to prepare well for this exam. It makes sense to perform well in this entrance exam. Now, let us discuss the broad structure of this entrance exam. So, first and foremost, remember it's a computer-based test. Now, what do we mean by a computer-based test? See, computer-based test essentially means that the questions are going to appear on a computer screen. The answer marking will also be done on a computer screen, and you would be provided with a rough paper to do your rough work, but the final answer marking will be done on a system as such. Do you need to have any prior knowledge of computers in order to appear for this exam? Not really. As long as you have used a computer, as long as you know how to operate a mouse, how to move the cursor, I think that much information is more than sufficient. You need not be extremely computer literate in order to do this. Not really needed. This exam is conducted once a year. And this exam basically would be MCQ based exam. What does MCQ means? Multiple choice questions based exam. But in this exam, because negative marking would be there, I'm going to share the marking scheme after some time. But because the marking scheme is there, do not assume that you will be able to go ahead and guess your answers. Absolutely no. It's not advisable for you to guess your answers. You must be very cautious about this, and you must mark answers based on merit. Now, in this exam, the pattern, the detailed pattern I'm going to share in a minute. But before I do that, the medium of the exam, there are 13 languages in which this exam is conducted. And as you can see, all the major exams or all the major languages will be getting covered. You have Assamese, Bengali, English, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Punjabi, Odia, Tamil, Telugu, and Urdu. So depending on your convenience, you can choose a language of your choice. Then the registration, there is a single website for registration. Make sure in case you are writing this exam, visit this website that is there on the screen right now, and you can register for this exam at this particular website. Do not go to any other place. This is the official website of CUET. Now, this is actual pattern of the entrance exam. So there can be three sections in this exam. It is not mandatory to appear for all three, but we would recommend that you appear for all three. What each of these sections will have, let me explain. So the section one here is basically a test of your language. Now there are 13 different languages that are available, and you can choose any of these languages as per your choice. Now remember, why did I say you should choose a language? I said it earlier, if you recollect. I said definitely choose a language, even though it's not mandatory to do that. It's because most of the universities, for most of the programs, most of the undergraduate programs, they do have a prerequisite of writing one of the languages. So it's very much important that you do select a language of your choice when you select which sections to appear for. Now, this subject language, it basically will have a test of your reading comprehension skills. And of course, that also includes factual, literary, and narrative based comprehension passages. So it's essentially a language test. It basically says how comfortable you are with that particular language. The second section is very important. This is domain specific. There are 23 domain specific subjects that are offered. What are those subjects? I'm going to share with you after some time. But out of these subjects, you have to select subjects of your choice. Now, these subject questions, these are designed on the basis of NCERT class 12 syllabus. So they will not go beyond NCERT class 12 syllabus. They are going to stick with this. So remember, friends, even if you are somebody who has done your 12th class from a state board, while preparing for this particular entrance exam, it's advisable that you follow NCERT class 12 syllabus. That would be essential. Of course, most of the syllabus is common in all the boards, but still, just to be safe, NCERT is the yardstick that they're going to follow as such. So that is what is advisable for you to do as such. Now, which domain specific subjects you should be appearing for? It totally depends on what your eventual goal is. It depends on what undergraduate program from which universities you are planning to pursue. So depending on that, there may be a prerequisite. So you can choose based on that. Now, section 3 is general aptitude test. Now, general aptitude test is not needed for all undergraduate programs, but some undergraduate programs, they do have a prerequisite of appearing for a general aptitude test also. Now, this general aptitude test, for example, is absolutely mandatory for most of the BBA programs. So if somebody is planning to do a bachelor's in business administration in one of those universities which are accepting CUET, usually they would ask for a general aptitude test performance also. So what you need to do is you need to decide by having a look at your universities of your choice, have a look at the programs of your choice, and then see whether general aptitude test is a prerequisite or not. But if you ask my advice, I would encourage you to appear for it also, because that way you are becoming eligible for all those programs where it is needed also. So the ideal way of appearing for the exam, ideal way of selection of these sections would be, we would encourage you to select one language, of course, and then select a few domain specific subjects as per your choice. And then general aptitude test should be selected is what we would recommend. That way you are covering the ground for all the programs that they have to offer as such, which you may be interested in. Now, what is general aptitude test? What does it comprises of? It primarily comprises of general knowledge based questions, current affairs based questions. What do we mean by current affairs based questions? Based on news, based on current affairs. So whatever news the media has been covering, based on that, questions may be designed. General mental ability, numerical ability, quantitative reasoning based questions, right? Some basic questions of mathematics based on arithmetic mathematics, algebra, geometry, mensuration, statistics may also be there. Logical, analytical, reasoning based puzzles may be there. And of course, you have general science and environment literacy based questions. So, general aptitude test is basically a very generic kind of an exam that tests your awareness about these particular areas. Now, as I said earlier, you can select any of the 13 languages. The languages which are on offer are there on the screen right now. We have English language, Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Odia, Punjabi, Tamil, and Telugu and Urdu. So these are the 13 languages. You can select any language of your choice. Many people who are from English medium schools, they generally prefer to take English. People who are more comfortable with Hindi, who have done their education in Hindi medium schools, they prefer Hindi. And of course, regional languages, if at all you're not comfortable with either of those languages, you can also go for your regional language also. So that is what it is about the language. And when it comes to domain specific subjects, there are 23 different subjects that are available. As you can see on the screen, it's a long list. It includes accountancy, it includes bookkeeping, it includes agriculture, anthropology, then we have biology, then we have biotechnology, biochemistry, business studies, chemistry is there, environmental studies is an option, computer science or information practices is there, economics, business economics, engineering graphics, entrepreneurship, fine arts, visual arts, commercial art, geography or geology, history is there, home science is there, knowledge tradition practices in India, legal studies, mass media or mass communication. Mathematics is there, applied mathematics is also available. Performing arts is there, physical education, physics, political science, psychology, Sanskrit, and sociology. So it's a pretty exhaustive list. Now, how do we select these domain subjects? We select them based on the requirement. So you can always go to the respective universities and look at the prerequisites for those particular courses, and you can opt for a domain subject as per your choice and as per the requirement, of course. Now, remember, what you need to understand is that there will be 50 questions for each test paper. So the number of questions will be 50, whereas the duration will be 1 hour. So 50 questions to be done in 1 hour. So here, in this particular entrance exam, it's very much advisable that you go very fast. Your speed of calculation, your speed of problem solving, your speed of reading a question, understanding it. If it's a reading comprehension passage, understanding it very fast, reading speed. I mean, these are certain things that do make a difference in this exam. Also, because there are 60 minutes and 50 questions, what we would recommend to you while attempting the exam is do not spend too much time on a single question. So have cut-off time limit in place whenever you are attempting the questions. Beyond a certain duration, if you are unable to crack a question, it's advisable that you skip that question and come back to it only if time permits. And the marking scheme is very interesting. If you get a question correct, 5 marks will be given. But if you do it wrong, 1 mark will be deducted. So negative marking will be there in this particular exam as such. So because negative marking is there, we would encourage you to be very cautious and do not indulge in guesswork. People who do guesses, people who indulge in guesswork, they pay a heavy penalty for this. They do end up losing a lot of precious marks. So do not guess your answers. Mark your answers only when you are completely confident of your answer as such. That is something that we would recommend you to bear in mind whenever you appear for this exam. Now, what are the universities which do accept these scores? As I said, the popularity of this exam has increased a lot. And right now, if you look at it, more than 280 universities spread across India are accepting the performance in these exam. And if you look at this, these universities, 280 plus, they are situated across the length and breadth of the country. They include universities in northern part, southern part, central India, eastern part, western part. Every nook and corner is covered with this particular exam. That's the reason this exam has become such an important exam for anybody desiring to do undergraduate program from some of the prestigious universities in India. And the undergraduate programs for which this particular exam scores are accepted, they include wide variety of disciplines. They include humanities, science-based programs, engineering-based programs, commerce-based programs, social sciences, and of course, if you are targeting a particular undergraduate program, it's definitely advisable to you go to that particular university website also, and then understand what is the process that they are going to follow. Now, this is the list of the some of the central universities. These are some of the central universities that are accepting these scores. Now, remember, this is not the exhaustive list. This is just an indicative list, and we have included central universities out here as such. So have a look at the central universities which are participating in CUET UG. Now, I'm not going to read every single name because it's going to be a long list, but I'm going to highlight some of the prominent ones that are very popular among the students. We have Aligarh Muslim University, then we have Banaras Hindu University, which is very popular. Then, of course, if you look at it, Central University of Gujarat is there. Then we have Central University of Jammu and Kashmir. We also have got Central University of Karnataka out here. Apart from that, there are a whole lot of other universities also which you can observe on the screen. These are pretty popular universities. Some of them are very, very popular. For example, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Jamia Millia Islamia, again, very popular among the student community. And in the northeastern part, Mizoram University and Nagaland universities are pretty popular in that part of the country. Even Central University of Rajasthan is pretty popular. So is Central University of Punjab. So these are all very popular universities in these particular parts. Apart from this, we also have got Pondicherry University, PCU, again a very popular place when people look at the different parts. I've already spoken about some of these places. They are repeating as such. Then, apart from this, we have some of the other ones also. Now, what is the examination fee that you have to pay in order to appear for this exam? The university, the examination fee will depend on your reservation category. So, for people who are general category who don't have reservation, the fees that they are going to charge will be 1,000 rupees up to three subjects. So, as long as you're opting for three subjects, it is 1,000 rupees. If you want to go beyond three subjects, for every subject, they are going to charge 400 rupees each. For people who have reservation of OBC, NC, or they belong to EWS category, 900 rupees will be charged up to three subjects. And after that, every subject will charge you 375 rupees each. What is EWS? These are general category people who are from financially weak background, and economically weaker section reservation is what they call it. SC, ST, differently abled, and the transgenders, they have to pay 800 rupees up to three subjects and 350 rupees for each additional subject that they opt for. CUET is also conducted outside India. So for outside India, the fee is much higher. It will be 4,500 rupees up to three subjects and 1,800 rupees for each additional subject that the candidate opts for. So CUET is not just conducted in India, it is conducted outside India also. NRIs and children of NRIs usually write this exam when they want to send back their kids for graduation to India. Now, some common frequently asked questions that get asked to us, let me answer them. First and foremost question that people ask is, when will this exam be conducted? And is it conducted only once or do they conduct it multiple times? So the answer is this exam is held only once per academic year, but there is provision for multiple shifts on exam days, and it has got a very long test window as such. Now, how many subjects can I choose? You are allowed to choose a maximum of five subjects. But remember, this includes your language and general aptitude test also. And I want to reiterate, we already told you this, that you have to select at least one language because a lot of universities have a prerequisite of having a language in your CUET UG entrance exam. So do select at least one language when you appear for this exam. So maximum of five subjects are allowed. So one would be the language, and maybe let's say one is general aptitude test. So apart from that, you can select three more domain specific subjects. Now, can students from any stream apply? Yes. It doesn't matter what your 12th class subjects are. As long as you are in 12th class or as long as you have finished your 12th class, irrespective of whichever stream, you can write CUET UG exam. Now, the merit list, what do you mean by merit list here? Merit list here means the list of selected candidates. How are they going to prepare it? See, remember, every single university will have its own procedure in place. So some universities may look only at CUET UG performance, whereas some universities may have additional prerequisites also. So you have to check individual universities of your choice, and they may have eligibility criteria apart from that also. Now, can you apply for multiple universities or you have to apply only to one university? The answer, of course, is you can apply to as many universities as you want, and you have the provision. You just have to go to the several universities that are available, and you can apply to the ones that you are interested in. But provided you meet the eligibility criteria that they have kept in place, remember, just because you are eligible for CUET UG doesn't mean you are eligible for admission in that particular program. Every university may decide to have its own prerequisites. So that's the reason I say make a list of the universities that you are interested in, and then you proceed to that university and see what is the prerequisites that they have got in place. Now, if you write multiple subjects in CUET UG, will you be allocated the same exam centers for all the papers that you have chosen? Or and can your location change for each subject? That means for different subjects, do you have to go to different locations? See, generally, CUET UG authorities, National Testing Agency, NTA, they do make an effort to see to it that you are allocated a single exam center for all your chosen subjects. they do make a sincere effort. And from the feedback that I've got from my students, almost everybody have been allocated the same center for different subjects. So it's very, very unlikely that you'll have to go to different places as such. This is basically done because it will be convenient for the candidate as such. All right. Now, let's talk about time and what we offer for CUET UG preparation for the students. See, as far as time is concerned, we have been offering preparation for various entrance exam for a very long time now. In fact, more than 3 decades, we have been training students for a variety of entrance exams, and our success rate is extremely good. And the reason our success rate is so good is because the kind of faculty members that we hire here are absolutely top notch. And the way we design the study material, we take into consideration the actual requirement of the exam, and we have got tailor-made study material for each of these exams. And the way the classes are held in time, we ensure that the conceptual clarity is the primary focus of all faculty members. Then we carry out very good tests. So when we conduct mock tests for students, it gives you good simulation of actual examination. So anytime student for any course, including CUET, UG, they do not feel awkward on the day of the exam. They feel very comfortable. They feel at home because they have written mocks at time. They are used to the examination, test structure, and examination user interface, and the stress that comes on the day of exam. They are used to it because they have written so many mocks at time. So time offers 3 different types of programs. First and foremost, we have got a live program. The live program is very attractive because these are online live classes where you get access to faculty members live, and you can interact with them, and you can ask your queries also during the session, and so on and so forth. Apart from this, we have a flexi online program where the classes will be provided, but these will be recorded classes. This program is good for those people who don't have a fixed schedule and they would like to prepare on their own, as per their convenience, as per their timing, as per their schedule. If they want to go on their own, then online flexi program is very useful. You get very high quality of classes, same kind of content that you get in live sessions, live course. Only thing is here it is in recorded format, and you are having the freedom to watch the videos, go through the classes as per your convenience. Right. Apart from that, we also offer a very well-designed test series. This test series helps you build your accuracy, it helps you improve your speed, gain confidence, and also practice all the test taking strategies that are needed on the day of examination. This test series of ours, it simulates the actual CUET UG exam in terms of difficulty, in terms of broad structure, and that gives you very good practice. Now, every program is crafted to strengthen your conceptual understanding, sharpen your examination strategy, and basically enhance overall performance. And the reason time students do so well in CUET UG is because we have a systematic, scientific approach to preparation. And because of the methodology that we are putting in place, it being a very it's like a well-oiled machine which is at work. That's the reason the outcome is very attractive. Now, our courses that we offer at time, they cover a wide range of subjects that are offered in CUET UG. We have got commerce domain subjects like accountancy, economics, business studies. Science domain also gets covered with a variety of subjects like maths, biology, physics, and chemistry getting covered. Then humanity domain, we have got political science, sociology, psychology, and history. Apart from that, English test is also there. And of course, general aptitude test is also offered for the students. So depending on your requirement, depending on what you are planning to write in CUET, you can select from our courses, domain subjects as per your choice, general aptitude test as per your choice, and you can do your preparation with us. And our team will be there to guide you along the entire path, and we will hold your hand. And since we have been doing it for decades and not years, we will be able to give you right kind of mentorship, right kind of guidance in this journey towards success. Now, friends, with this, I'm going to open the session for your questions. If you have a question for me, please do feel free. Send across your questions to me. I'll answer them one by one. So please do share your questions. In case you have got any query, use the chat option and you can send across your question. So one question that I often get from the students whenever I conduct a session on CUET, one common question that I get from the student is, Sir, I have not been a topper of my school so far, and I have heard that CUET will have a lot of competition. Will I be able to crack this exam? This is a very common question that I get from the students. So please do understand, based on our experience at time, what we have realized is every single student has the capability of cracking these entrance exams, including CUET UG. The secret to success in CUET is a disciplined, focused approach towards your preparation. So, as long as you follow all the inputs that our team at Time has to share with you in this program, I'm 100% sure you will be able to crack this exam. We have seen students who barely pass their 12th class, they have been able to secure a very good rank in CUET. They have done exceedingly well in CUET. So it's definitely doable. It all depends on how much commitment have you got and how much focus have you got and how much willing are you towards doing hard work towards your preparation. If you're willing to work hard, I assure you our team at Time will be there to guide you with every single step of the process, and you will surely able to ace this exam. Anything else that you wanted to ask, friends? Any other query you may have? All right. So if you don't have any more queries, then I guess we have come to the end of this session. I hope you gained an insight into this exam, and now you would be definitely in a better position to start your preparation for CUET UG. And make sure you prepare hard and do join Time so that we will be there to guide you throughout the process. Thank you all for attending this session and wish you all the very best. Take care, everyone.